Hey folks, welcome back to Only Best Fancy Novels. My name is Robin, and today I want to talk about the Infernal Battalion, the final book in the Shadow Campaign series. And with this one, Django Wexler delivers an okay ending, a very predictable ending, one that he really doesn't rock the boat here. Personally, given how exciting and fun and invigorating the previous four books of this series has been, like I can't help but feel like he almost dropped the ball in this one. It's an okay ending. It achieves what it sets out to do, but it just doesn't feel up to the standard of the series in terms of what it can aspire to be essentially. But it is an ending, and it's a very standard generic ending, and it kind of killed my vibe with the series, to be honest. Anyway, what is this book about? So in this one, the beast has escaped captivity, loose on the world after 1,000 years, and it spreads like a plague across the land, infecting and possessing everyone that it can. Even as Queen Ricinia and Marcus reel from the campaign, from the results of the campaign to take Elysium, they face a terrible betrayal. Giannis has appointed himself emperor, and his army is on the march towards the city to claim the Vordan Empire as his own, essentially. Their only hope might lie in the entity that possesses winter, but with the innumerable lives on the line, is the cost of one worth it? So that's kind of the setup for this book in terms of what's going to happen and play out and that kind of thing. And I kind of want to take a moment to reflect on this series because with each book, Django Wexler started off really good and he just built better and better. Like the story got more fun, it got more interesting, it got more invigorating. He does like every other book in the series. This one he delivers some really great battle scenes, some action-packed moments. Like the writing is just tight and just fun and engaging. It's just the actual story that they tell that I have a problem with. Like I'll kind of dwell on the positives first. First and foremost, we have Queen Ricinia. Like this is the book that really made me enjoy her storyline because she has to go through so many things in this book as part of this finale, and to get her empire to be what it needs to be. Like, and it's not just taking out of assembling an army and doing things by force of arms. Like she has to be very political in here, and this book very much delves into some topics that I like to see happen in fantasy books. I like in in this one she has like there's things like death and economics and these kind of things that are absolutely baked into her story, and how she has to go about dealing with these very real consequences of managing an entire people. So like that made her this was the book that made her POV very enjoyable, and that kind of thing. And it also serves as like a great kind of mirror to like the more gritty, violent aspects of the story, because at the end of the day this is very much a military fantasy series, and we do get quite a lot of action, we do get quite a lot of battle scenes, and especially given the ending and especially given the antagonist in this book, like it's inevitable. There's quite a few scenes in here that were just really entertaining to read as it played out. And then I can't really talk about Ricinia without talking about, like, for me, the single biggest drag on this entire series, and that's the main character, Marcus. Like, I have not liked Marcus from the first book, and straight through to the end, he does nothing to rise to the occasion. He's like the most generic, bland, irritating character ever. His story arcs, both of them, were so were so cringy. There's no other way to put it. Like it was so obviously the direction that Django Wexler was thinking of pushing him, that it's almost like you're almost shocked to see that he actually goes through and does like the most generic, annoying, irritating thing he could have done with him, and that's kind of what he does. Like the most predictable, the most annoying thing he could have done with Marcus is exactly the storyline you get with this guy. Like I hated reading his POVs for the most part, and nothing changed toward the end of this book. Like this book just cemented it for me. If his entire storyline had been cut out of this book, I would have had more fun. literally the only thing I enjoyed about reading this guy's story is when a side character pops up, and you know exactly which one I'm talking about. It's the one that always gives him hell. Yeah, so do it what you will. Like even the romance the romance arc that Marcus has in here with a particular individual, like it was just so tiresome and so predictable. I was just like, I just wanted to blow past it as fast as possible. Just get to the really good stuff, like the parts that involve with senior, what the senior is going through, and of course my favorite character in the entire series, Winter, because Winter, she has gone through the ringer in this series, and this book just dials it up to 11. Like each book just really puts her through more and more, and this one is no exception. Like she becomes her story in here has such massive ramifications of what happens. Like it just, as much as Marcus is the main character, he's just completely overshadowed by Winter in my mind, and the consequences of her story and what happens. Like their roles should have been flipped. Like Winter should have been the main character of this series, as far as I care. Like it should have been written in that way, where Winter gets more screen time than Marcus, and he gets very much relegated to a side story. Maybe then I'll tolerate it more, but yeah. Like she's just been on the struggle bus from day one, so like and I'm not, and she just doesn't get a break. We're talking both her personal and her professional life here. So like she was just fun to read, easily the best part of this series to me, and like she may not be the most fascinating character, but in many ways she's the one that made me enjoy this series the most. But yeah. So ultimately, what else can I say about this book? Like it wraps up this series in not necessarily a satisfactory way, because satisfactory to me implies enjoyment, and I can't fully say I enjoyed this. Like there's quite a bit I enjoyed, yes, but given the way that Django Wexler decides to tie off this particular bow, like it was just so generic that it really killed my vibe with this series. Overall, still a good series. Still one I think overall as a 5-book piece, I could say I enjoyed reading, but for me it just feels like one that kind of dropped the ball in many ways. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about the Infernal Battalion. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.